Hello everyone and welcome to Louisville Now. We all owe a great debt of gratitude to our first responders. We know the importance of the Louisville Fire Department. But let's talk about the importance of the history of the Louisville Fire Department, and we're going to find out a lot about that today because we're here at the Louisville Fire Museum. With me now is Captain Donovan Sims. Captain, first of all, it's been a little while. Good to see you.
It has. Always good to see you, man. I'm glad we could do this today.
And I love taking these opportunities to thank you for what you do. You and your team at the Louisville Fire Department. I mean, we talk about the importance of a lot of occupations, but this one is literally life and death. So thank you.
No, and we appreciate that, man. For all the men and women, all the members, whether it's suppression, fire prevention, arson, we love supporting the city and doing a good job.
You do, and you absolutely do a good job. Okay, let's talk about where we are now.
Yeah.
This is the Louisville Fire Museum, and when it comes to the pride and importance of the Louisville Fire Department, this is a lot of it, isn't it? The pride that you probably feel here, because this is the history. Tell us about where we are.
Yeah, so the history of the Louisville Fire Department in general starts in 1858 when we became the third oldest professional fire department, right after Cincinnati and St. Louis. But the history in this museum actually stretches even farther back to 1780, where we were, bucket brigades and horse-drawn carriages. So a lot of that you can find down here in this museum with pictures and old apparatus like the one behind us that you can just walk through and see and actually put hands on.
Yeah, if you've got a passion for history, or as I said, a passion for Louisville, or just really an affinity for the Louisville Fire Department, this is something you have to see. So if someone visits here, Captain, what will they see? And what kind of person would like to come down here?
Anybody who's just interested in history, wants to have some education. We have small field trips, small camps throughout the summer. They can reach out to our front office at the Louisville Fire Department and schedule a visit down here. We'll open it up for them. We can even go as far as like giving them a personal tour, so that way they're not just down here walking around and seeing it themselves. We can actually be here, talk about the artifacts we have there, and just talk about the history.
Captain, I would imagine that when you get a youngster in here,
I
would think, you see, you're already saying
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I love being down here.
Yeah, because they get inspired. You look at, for instance, tell me about what we're standing in front of right now.
So this right here is called a water tower, and this, when it was put into service in 1892, it was horse-drawn, meaning that it was hooked up to maybe 2 to 4 horses and was pulled through the city, and then it was actually motorized in 1942, where it actually you can get in there and drive it. And this was just an old way of like getting, in taller buildings, 4 stories or higher, you can get that water level up higher, and you can spray water down on it. Now we have, as you've seen, driving the city, large fire trucks that have 100-foot reach. They can flow over 1,500 gallons a minute. So we've come a long way from something like this that had to be pulled, by horses to, now we're state of the art.
Yeah, this is not your great-great-grandfather's fire department.
No, it's not.
Totally different.
It's not.
So let's talk a little bit about improvements, because I know the safety of the city is not only important to our mayor, but of course all of our citizens.
Correct.
And it's of the utmost importance to you and your team. So tell me about improvements, if you would, Captain Sims.
Well, again, you just talk about safety, and the biggest thing here with the Louisville Fire Department, I'm sure all fire services across America, is you want to send everybody home, right? We come in for 24-hour shifts, we're away from our families, but we train and we do a lot together so we can better protect the city. So some just simple improvements we have going on right now. We have the possibility of a new firehouse being built in the next coming years, which is going to be amazing to have just a state-of-the-art facility being built. We haven't had a firehouse built since the early 2000s, so it's been some time, roughly 15 plus years of something like that coming into the fire service here in Louisville. We have over 7 apparatus on order through Seagrave, so we're updating our apparatus and our fleet right now. So we're doing things like that. Our training facility has grown. We have a $1.5 million burn facility that was built just roughly a year and a half ago that we get to use for all our recruits. We have 22 recruits right now that are using that. We have a hiring process that's ongoing, so we'll have another set of them coming in to do that. So we're doing everything we can to keep learning, right? Like, this job is forever ever teaching. No fire is ever the same, no emergency medical is ever the same, so we're constantly learning and training.
On Louisville Now, we're going to be talking more about recruitment, and perhaps if you have an interest, or if you have a youngster who is interested. I'm curious, from your perspective, Captain, what kind of person are you looking for to work for the Louisville Fire Department?
In this line of work, you got to be willing to sacrifice, right? Like I said, we spend 24 hours at a time away from our families. You're responding to those 911 emergencies at the drop of a dime. Like, you could be sitting down at the dinner table having dinner, and that knockout would go off, and you're going out of here on a house fire or a CPR run, and so you got to be willing to give more than you're probably going to get back. right? Like we're
Yes.
giving for 25-year career. You're giving to the city of Louisville.
But talk about rewarding. My goodness.
It is.
You're literally
It is.
saving lives.
It is. And no day is ever the same.
All right. So coming up here, we promised we'd be talking about recruitment, and we're going to do just that. And by the way, if you're a young female watching this show and you're saying, you know, I don't know if I qualify, you do. And we're going to talk more about that as well, and more about the Louisville Fire Museum, which is such an interesting place. You must give it a visit. Captain Sims, I get the honor of doing what a lot of folks out there who would like to do.
Right.
Again, thank you so much. I
really
really
always
appreciate you.
Thank you, John.
All right, coming up, we said we're going to talk about recruitment. We're going to do that. The Louisville Fire Department, the Louisville Fire Museum, a fascinating place. A little bit of history here and a lot of excitement. We'll be right back on Louisville Now.